Hey everyone, this is Master of the Assassins talking, and I am here to do part 3 of our History of the Assassin's Creed universe. This video is made by Assassins for Assassins, so Templars beware, we will find you and you will die. I had told in previous videos that we would be doing Assassin's Creed 1 and 2, but that's going to take a little bit more time. So instead, I'm going to go and talk about something else other than the video games, or the movies, or the comics. I'm going to go into something that maybe a lot of people would like to hear instead. How would you guys like it if I went and actually told you guys about the origin of the Assassins and the Templars? So, without further ado, let's get started. The history of the Assassins goes back as far as the beginning of time. It's said that the very first assassins were actually the descendants of Adam and Eve, where the descendants of the Templars was Cain. And there might have been a time where where the Assassins and Templars may have been friends, or might have agreed on the same thing. But for some reason, they split. But it's most likely due to the fact of their way of thinking. Whereas the Templars wish to enslave humanity to their way of thinking, which is to say that they want peace, but they want to force it upon people. Whereas the Assassins fight so that people have the right to think for themselves. Even though it may be evil, the things that they're thinking, it's still their free will. Sometimes that's something that nobody should be able to take away. And the Assassins and the Templars didn't become public until the Third Crusade, where they had become famous and were becoming infamous across the Holy Land. The Assassins were stationed in Masyaf, Jerusalem, Damascus, Arca, basically all around the Holy Land. While the Templars didn't have so much a strong hold on it, but then again, they had their own army, considering the fact that they were fighting for the Crusader army.
30 seconds.
Anyway, like in now with the Assassins, every creed or every kind of organization has a code. A code of honor, a code of loyalty. And the Assassins have all that, but they also have the 3 tenets of their creed, which is, stay your blade from the flesh of an innocent, which means don't kill any innocent people. Second, hide in plain sight. Be one with the crowd. Don't give yourself away, don't give yourself away. Hide, and strike while the iron is hot. And finally, never compromise the Brotherhood. Never turn your back against the Brotherhood or the Creed. And breaking any one of these tenets could have been death back in those days. And back in those days, the hidden blade, which is the signature weapon of all assassins, could only work and could only be put onto somebody with the cost of losing a finger. I don't know about you guys, but I would not want to would not have wanted to be an assassin back in those days. Anyway, the Assassins had been fighting the Templars for a very long time. The Templars wish to control everything. Which is why that their plan is to wipe out all of the Assassins and take over the world. The Assassins, although they're still few in number these days, still continue to fight. And some of the Assassins in history have taken out some of the most famous leaders in history.
Targets.
For example,
other Templars.
There was an assassin by the name of... Hold on, Darius. No, not Darius. Here's one. Marcus Junius Brutus. He was the one who killed Julius Caesar. If you guys have ever heard the quote, "Et tu, Brute," it's saying like, "You too, Brutus." Well, You kill me. And another famous famous assassins also include Altair ibn Ahad, Malik Asayaf, or did I say that wrong? We've also got, we also have Ezio Auditore da Firenze, Bartolomeo La Volpe, Claudio Auditore, Giovanni. We've also got, the list goes on of famous people. Back in the times of the Third Crusade, or in the time of the Italian Renaissance, trying to keep the power of balance was usually kept in check, and the assassins would kill people who had become too greedy or too powerful, those that would be considered too much of a threat for humanity. Templars just killed because they wanted to take over everything. If you guys don't believe me, look what Rodrigo Borgia did to try and gain power as Pope. He killed so many innocent people. He killed Ezio's father and brothers, and he even claimed that his brothers didn't have to die, but he did just to make a point to the assassins. And it's with that sort of brutality that makes the Templars almost seem non-human. Because as I had mentioned in one of my previous videos, my Assassin's Creed The Fall, when the Templars were attacking the assassin camps, they had stumbled across a woman who was trying to protect children from the Templars. She even begged them not to kill them. And you know what? They did it anyways. Seems as if that kind of brutality has never changed with the Templars. It's that kind of thing that makes me sick. Now we're getting, and now on to the future, or to the events that happened in Fall. With the assassins at the time, before they were in such small numbers, they had camps all over the world. And while that was going on, the same thing with the Templars and the assassins. They all were equally organized and all equally equipped. But the reason the assassins are so few in number is because of what Daniel Cross did. I've already told you that in my last video, so I'm not going to go into that. What I'm also going to add is that Abstergo is probably the icon of all Templars. It's like the modern day Templars headquarters. It's everything they do there, everything that's happened in the franchise is based on that single company. And some of the most famous Templars are in fact Alexander the Great, Cleopatra, Julius Caesar, Rodrigo Borgia, and we even got Adolf Hitler, Joseph Stalin, hell, even George Bush was considered a Templar ally. But we've got assassin allies, some of which I don't know if you guys have heard, but we've also got Vladimir Lenin, who was leading the Russian Revolution at the time. You've also got Leonardo da Vinci, who was actually offered to be an assassin, but still refused. You've also got Niccolo Machiavelli. Basically, each organization has great icons. The great icons of the assassins, in my opinion, are Altair, Ezio, and Desmond, and William, and so on. Great icons of the Templars, unfortunately, are mostly consistent of the Borgia family, plus Al-Mualim and Warren Vidic. And all you need to know is that as long as there are assassins, humanity will always stand a chance of winning and of surviving. Which is why we still need to fight against them. In our next video, we'll have other things to discuss. But please, write down a comment and tell me what you thought of this video. I'm sorry if it's not to what you're expecting, but trust me, we're going to get better with this. And remember, nothing is true, everything is permitted.